Sure.
Hi everyone, welcome to ELI, the place where you get your daily dose of inspiration for entrepreneurship. And today we have with us Miss Sonarika Mahajan, who is the founder of Humanitive, which is a platform for premium gifting. Every time you buy a gift from Humanitive, you also donate to a cause. Hi Sonarika, welcome to ELI.
Hi, super excited to be here. Thank you so much for hosting me today.
Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Yes, my name is Sonarika Mahajan. I am a 30-year-old entrepreneur who's also a new mom. So I had a baby 3 months back. So handling that with my entrepreneurship journey is what I want to discuss today. I started this company by the name of Humanitive in the year 2020, November 2020 to be precise.
Okay.
And what Humanitive does is we're an e-commerce gifting platform.
Mhm.
But what is unique about the gifting platform is that for the first time, we're merging donations with gift giving.
Mhm.
So, along with giving premium gifts to your loved ones, you can also make a donation on their behalf. Now,
Okay.
these donations are 100% transparent.
Mhm.
And how this works out is that we've tied up with 10 different non-profits.
Okay.
And every time there's a donation made, for example, you are buying a gift for your significant other, say your wife or girlfriend if you have one. So, say you're buying a gift for her, and on our platform, what you can do is first you can select the gifts that you want to give her. So, we have an assortment of over 100 products like
Okay.
candles, scarves, ties,
Mhm.
accessories, edibles, chocolates, a lot of different things. So you create your custom box, and after that, you choose a donation program in partnership with one of these 10 nonprofits.
Okay.
So say, your wife is very inclined towards helping underprivileged children. So
Mhm.
you could maybe donate 25 notebooks to 2,500 underprivileged children on her behalf.
Okay.
And what we do now is inside the gift box, along with the gifts that you chose, we will be adding a donation kit.
Mhm.
And this kit basically includes all the proof that yes, 100% of the funds that you donated have gone to that particular NGO.
Mhm.
So there's a certificate of acknowledgement.
Okay.
There's a letter of acknowledgement from the partner nonprofit saying that yes, 100% of the funds have been received by us.
Mhm.
The most interesting and the thing that truly makes our concept transparent is a QR code that is present inside the donation kit.
Okay.
Now, when your wife will scan this QR code, she will actually see the 25 children holding the notebooks in their hands and thanking your wife by name that thank you, Mrs. So and so, on your आपके behalf पे हमें ये किताबें मिली और on your behalf we received these notebooks.
Mhm.
So our main focus is on how we can make these donations transparent, because a lot of times when people end up donating online, there's always this doubt in their head whether the
Mhm.
money is actually gone to the non-profit or not.
Okay.
And with Humanity, we wanted to add the gifting angle to it.
Mhm.
So now, instead of gifting generic products, why not gift something meaningful to your loved ones, which is completely authentic, completely transparent, and it's something that's made out of a lot of love.
Okay. Um, just curious to understand. I think there are many platforms today which are also into both gifting as well as donating to a cause. Why do you think this model works? The combination of gifting with donation or charity angle. Why does it work?
So, first of all, I feel like the whole gifting industry is kind of stagnant, if I may say so, and it's filled with the generic gifts. Diwali is coming now,
Mhm.
for corporate gifting, the top three generic gifts, you will get a diary, you'll get a note, you'll
Mhm.
get a pen, and you'll get a flask.
Yeah.
So, there's just so much generic gifting happening, and India, we're big gifters. So,
Mhm.
we have so many occasions, then there's weddings and birthdays and whatnot. So I just feel like the kind of gifts that are out there in the market, they promote a lot of consumerism, they promote
Mhm.
a lot of materialism,
mm,
And that's when I realized that there is a gap where, we need to have some impact driven gifting options available.
okay.
And I'd just like to differ a little bit. There are not a lot of platforms that are offering this combination of gifting and donating.
Mm,
There are a couple, one or two, but the donations are not transparent.
mm,
The gifts are not of the premium quality that you'd actually want to gift to a loved one.
mm,
So that's what makes our offering very unique, and I feel like it is filling a gap in the market wherein we're bringing in meaningful gifting, and we're changing the way you celebrate occasions, and it's just a better way to nurture your bonds with your loved ones while helping someone in need.
okay. You gave us a context to have further discussion, but can you tell us a little bit about the platform, how it has been designed, what are the different elements that come together to perform the whole cycle of gifting and donation and the other aspects?
So, right off the bat, I want to clarify that we are not a non-profit. We
Mhm.
are a for-profit business,
Okay.
and we are in the industry of gifting.
Hmm.
So that is something that a lot of people get confused, because we're taking donations. Are we a non-profit? Do we, provide the beneficiaries with their gifts and all ourselves? So
Hmm.
no, we are a for-profit business, and we're an e-commerce platform.
Hmm.
So when you go on our website, when you go to our shop section, there are two different categories. One is design your own gift box, and one is the ready to ship gift boxes.
Hmm.
So when you go to design your own gift box, that's what 80-90% of the people go with. You first choose a size of the box that you want, and we don't have those generic low quality boxes where they put a lot of paper shavings and they stack your gifts. So it's a very well designed box
Hmm.
boxes that we have. So we have a petite, mini, classic, grand, Lamore. We have five different boxes,
Hmm.
and so these boxes hold a different number of products. So, for example, the
Hmm.
petite box retails for 1,200, holds one product, any one product from our catalog. The mini box, that's for 2,000, that holds any two products from our catalog. The classic box is 2,400, that holds any three products from our catalog, and so on. So,
Hmm.
step one, you choose the box that you want. Step two, you choose the products you want to fill in. So as I was
Okay.
mentioning earlier, we have, candles, chocolates, scarves. So things that you'd want to, gift on occasions.
Hmm.
And then step three is where you choose a donation program. So as I was mentioning, we've tied up with 10 different nonprofits.
Hmm.
The causes that we work for are underprivileged children, women empowerment, destitute elderly, animal welfare, underprivileged transgender, environment. So you choose, according to the cause that's close to the recipient's heart, you choose a donation program. When I say donation program, you're not just doing a generic 200 rupee donation to the underprivileged children. No, then
Hmm.
you'd either, sponsor books for underprivileged children,
Okay.
or you would sponsor a walking stick to, a visually impaired child for
Hmm.
300 rupees. Or you would sponsor breakfast for 300 destitute elderly living at an old age home. So
Okay.
there are very specific donation programs that you get to choose from, and even this we have over 100 donation programs
Hmm.
that you can choose from. And that's how you end up creating your own box. Now, in the ready to ship option that I was telling you, the other option in the shop, we realize that customers are not always going to have that much time to choose a box, choose their products, and then add a donation program. So we
Hmm.
have some ready-to-made combinations of products and donation programs. For example, we have an anniversary box. Now
Okay.
that holds one tie for the male,
Hmm.
a silk scarf for the female, a chocolate, a box of chocolates. Along with that, there's a donation of rupees 500 to sponsor food to ducks,
Hmm.
and for a month. And like ducks are a symbol of love, so there, that's very appropriate for someone giving an anniversary gift to someone. So that's how we've clubbed. And then there's a birthday box. So in the birthday box, the donation is a cake cutting ceremony with 200 children at a non-profit.
Hmm.
So the donation programs are very aligned with whatever the occasion is. That's how we've designed our ready to ship boxes.
mm,
And as I was mentioning, every donation that's made, so we have the donation programs range from 200 rupees to 7,000 rupees. And we don't charge any commission on this. Neither do we charge a commission from the NGO, neither do we charge a commission from the client. And if you made a donation for 200, the exact 200 will go to the non-profit, including like we'll pay even the transaction fees from our own pocket. We don't charge any, we don't make any deductions from that amount.
mm.
And even if it's a 7,000 donation, that exact amount goes to the non-profit. So I think your next question is going to be, how are you making money, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
I am making money on the sale of my gift boxes and products. So we don't sell, like there's not an option that you can choose only the gift box and products and not make a donation. And
Mm,
there's no option that you can only make a donation and not buy our box. So
right.
it goes hand in hand. And I'd say like I've kind of figured out a way to, make money while leaving an impact. And all these NGO partners that I have with me, I'm super blessed to be, associated with them, because once a month I make a visit to these partner nonprofits, and the kind of work they're doing there is commendable.
Mm,
So it's a feeling of it's kind of a proud feeling when I realize that, yeah, I'm able to help them in any way. So that's how Humanitive works. That's the
got
basic
you.
crux of a business model.
Got you. Sonarika, tell us a little bit about your early life. I also understand that this is not your first venture. You had started something around charity back in 2015. So tell us about how has been your journey prior to Humanitive, and what led to this venture. What led to entrepreneurship? Was there a trigger or any glimpse of entrepreneurship in your early life?
Yeah, so I feel like ever since I was a kid, my heart really went out to underprivileged children playing on the streets, because I'm someone who believes in karma, and I feel like these little children have not really done anything in their lives to deserve the kind of life they're living. And that's a constant thought that stayed with me as I grew up. And in fact, my father really tried hard that I join the family business, but
Mm,
just because I knew that this was my calling was to help the ones in need. I had to, start up something of my own. So, as you rightly mentioned, before this, I actually have a background in marketing and filmmaking. So I did
okay.
my filmmaking course from Vancouver,
Mm,
and when I came back to India, I thought of opening a cause marketing agency by the name of Charity Unwrapped,
mm,
because I had all these wonderful ideas of how we can merge charity and businesses, and how like I can make really cool campaigns for different brands, and help the underprivileged that way and use my creativity. But it so happened that after doing a couple of campaigns, I realized that I don't have too much freedom or independence as to the kind of ideas I wanted to implement and the kind of impact that I wanted to leave.
mm,
I would say the reason for that is when corporates do, any CSR campaign,
yeah.
it's a lot of times it's just to show. It's
Right.
not really something super concrete and something they're 100% invested in.
Mm,
Just because there are policies by the government that they have to do CSR campaigns, a lot of businesses are just thinking from
true.
that perspective.
Yeah.
And that's something I wanted to associate myself with, because that way I'm always at the mercy of the corporates
Mm,
and not really able to implement something of my own. So I tried that out for 2 years, did a lot of hard work in that. And then I was at a point where I felt that I could actually utilize my creativity in a much better way.
mm,
And then it so happened that it was the time of my birthday, and my husband happened to partner with a non-profit,
mm,
and he arranged a lunch for some underprivileged children on my behalf,
okay.
and he emailed me a video. So when I checked that video, I was just like that was the best gift of my life. I was in tears and I was so like, my heart was so warm, and I was like, this needs to be done more often. Like,
Mm,
why is not there a platform where I can go and do this for my loved ones too?
mm,
And that is what sparked, the idea, the initial thought for Humanitive.
mm,
And this was back in 2018,
mm.
and it took me almost 2 years to have a definitive business plan around this. And in 2020 November is when I made my first sale and we came live.
Okay. Uh, Tell us about the early days. What were the first set of things that you did? Did you first associate yourself with some NGOs, or did you just launch the e-commerce platform first? And for any platform to work, it has to come to a certain level where it is sustainable. Some significant volume of transactions are happening. So before that, how did you reach that stage?
So when I started out, I was very excited. I still am, but that time, when you start something fresh, the excitement is of a different level only.
Hmm.
So I was super excited. I'm finally doing something that I love, but it the road was super rocky because it's very overwhelming when you're starting out something new. You have to wear multiple hats at the same time. You have to be your own marketing guy, you have to make your videos, you have to do your finances yourself, everything.
Yeah.
So that time I was working out of a small room with two interns working
Hmm.
with me. And so yeah, the journey has been very humble, and even now I won't say we're a super big company, but there's definitely, like, a lot of growth since then.
Hmm.
And what was your other question that you were asking?
So just wanted to know how did you proceed in the initial days? Did you launch the
Oh,
e-commerce platform
yeah,
first,
yes.
or did you associate with NGOs?
Yes. So for my business model to work out, it was very essential that I partner with the nonprofits from the get-go.
Mhm,
Because ever since, like, anyone making a purchase on day one also would want to, make that donation and see that authenticity in place.
mm.
So yes, that's why it took me almost 2 years to launch, because
Okay.
this was a business model that was very different than anything that was done before.
Mhm,
There, in order for me to collect donations itself, being a for-profit business was a lot of, there were a lot of legalities around that.
mm,
And I did not want to start something that later on would get me in trouble, when I'm just, my sole purpose is to try and do some good.
mm,
So, there was a lot of lawyers that I had to approach, a lot of counseling I had to get, and, a lot of people uh, made it possible. So yeah, initially it was I would say, like, the whole planning phase was very thorough in my case. I didn't just get an idea and in 2 months I wasn't running my company. I had to wait for 2 years to get everything in order, everything in place, because it was a very sensitive situation when you are taking donations from clients on your platform.
mm,
So yeah, and as for, when our business really got that jump start was when I realized that not just B2C, but there is a lot of potential in B2B also.
mm,
So today, we do wedding invites, we do corporate gifts, and all of these are meaningful gifts. So with every gift box that a company sends out to its clients or employees, there
mm,
is a donation that's made on their name, and there is a personalized video in it, and it's super transparent. And for especially businesses are loving this. So corporates are loving this because when they're making the donation, they get to have tax benefits on that
mm.
while also giving their corporate gifts. So it's a win-win situation for them, and that's what really gave Humanitive that boost too.
Got you. You said the path till here was not an easy one. It was a rocky path. You said. Tell us about the challenges. What challenges you faced while building and growing this venture?
So I think one of the biggest challenge that I face and I'm still facing is uh, bringing that awareness about our business to the potential customers, because the whole concept is so unique that it is not an easy thing to explain.
mm,
If your communication, if your marketing communication is not on point, uh, which was not for Humanitive for a long time, we were actually struggling to get the right kind of customers.
yeah,
Because, that same thing, when I started talking to you, I wanted to clarify we are not a non-profit, we are a for-profit company that helps you make transparent donations. So, this took me a while for you to understand it, right?
yeah,
So this has been the biggest challenge, and I am just every day finding more, creative ways, whether we do, animated videos, or we have some influencers on board who can explain the concept better. So that's been a constant thing for me, where I want to, get to that level of awareness that people know Humanitive is equal to gift plus donate.
mm, mm,
So getting that message out, I feel like has been the biggest challenge for me. Another challenge, I would say, employee retention.
okay,
I love working with the younger talent. I feel like Gen Z has so many cool ideas, and their perspective on things is so fresh and innovative.
mm,
But along with this comes a very big challenge of retaining them, because when you hire a fresher,
mm,
and when it's that fresher's first job, it's kind of unfair of you also to expect that they will stay with you forever.
mm,
Because when, you or me, anyone for that matter, we're not going to stick to our first jobs. We want to see what is out there,
yeah,
and want to experience. So definitely that's been a challenge, and more so for me, because as I was mentioning, I just had a baby 3 months back. So
mm,
during pregnancy, which is, and giving birth, that's one of the most life altering times for a woman. And for me to worry about, my employees coming and going, was a very big challenge that I faced.
mm.
But I feel hard times make hard people.
That is
So
true. Yeah. Any pivots that you did to your venture in between, where you realize the current model is not working out, let's tweak a little bit?
thankfully, I did not have to do that so far. But and I've got a lot of positive feedback to the current model that we have. However, I know it is very crucial to always keep one eye out and one ear out, and listen to what your customers want. And at any given moment, I know I may have to make that change, and I'm ready for that. But touch wood, till now, things are going good.
What would you say is the meaning of entrepreneurship for you? How would you define the term entrepreneur?
I feel like entrepreneurship is just how you imply your creativity and your innovation to solve some of the most pressing matters that we are facing today. Because we live in a developing nation.
Mm,
Uh, Here, there's a problem at every corner of the
yeah,
road. And we need intelligent minds, we need smart people, we need hardworking people to figure out creative and innovative ways to solve them. I think we all keep blaming our politicians, but I feel it's time we stop doing that,
yeah,
and we try and make a difference. So that's entrepreneurship for me.
got you. Uh, my final question. So sometimes during entrepreneurship, you tend to make some mistakes as well. It's a journey full of mistakes, and that is how you learn also. So sometimes the mistakes are common that every entrepreneur makes. So tell us about some of those mistakes, or instead tell us about those learnings that you have got as an entrepreneur, which others can take away and maybe avoid going through the same speed bumps again.
Absolutely. So I feel like one of the biggest things or lessons for me has been that I'm kind of a micromanager, and I'm a perfectionist. So I want to do everything myself,
Mhm.
wanted to. But I feel like in me doing that, so I was the one, posting on social media. I was the one packing my gifts. I was the one, doing a lot of different things. But lately, I realized all that is fine. But if I just get busy doing all these things, I'm not really spending any time thinking about the growth of the company.
Mhm.
So it is so crucial for an entrepreneur to let go, to trust their employees, to give them the proper training, but at the same time, trust them in what they're doing and let go, take a back seat. And for an entrepreneur, it's very important to look at the bigger picture. So focus on what really matters. Focus on the new launch that you can do. Focus on a new market you can tap. So I feel like when entrepreneurs start doing that and get detach themselves from the daily nitty gritties of the operations, I think that is one of the biggest learnings that I have noticed in them.
Got you. Thanks for your time, Sonarika, and it was a great pleasure to have you on our platform.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure. It was wonderful talking to you. Thanks.